Hi there, this is your host Rinku Rana and welcome to the new episode of Simplifier. In Simplifier, we try to solve the complex problems of work, life, and relationships. In today's episode, we will be discussing about the untold topic of our generation, that is of working poors. This is very severe situation as far as I know by the perspective of simplification of work or life. People that live in the working poor situation are the ones who receive wages, but if any month anyhow if they don't receive the wage, they are unable to meet their daily expenses. This is kind of very serious situation in any economy, and there are some characteristics of working poor. If you talk about few decades earlier, basically the working poor's few decades earlier are the ones who have a lower wages, high living cost, and limited job benefits. Low wages are typically related to the poverty threshold. Basically, the person who are living under the poverty line, still working, but due to lack of their education and skills for the high paying jobs, they remain under the threshold of poverty. But today if we talk about the working poors of our generation, they are basically not related to the low wages exceptionally or purely. They are basically the people who are earning well, who has high living cost, who has a better job benefits, but still they are surviving paycheck to paycheck. This is kind of very worrisome situation for this generation. I will take an example of modern working family where the husband and the wife both are working together to meet their ends, and certainly if one of them get unemployed for a month, it will get difficult for them to survive for 2 or 1 month at last. So this is the kind of situation which is very worrisome for people, and I feel that unnecessary consumption of goods or services or the things that they possess around them are the basic cause of the working poors in our generation. There are certain impacts of working poor as well. One of them is health effects, and this is very serious effect of working poors in the economy. Basically, the individual who are living by the paycheck may delay their medical care and forego unnecessary prescription due to the financial constraint, leading to the poor health outcome further. The second thing is that they may or may not be face the social inequality, because working poverty contribute to the social inequality by limiting economic mobility and disparities of wealth and opportunities. This is kind of very related to the working poor who are below the poverty line, but the people who are basically above the poverty line are generally excluded from this inequality because they are they can purchase certainly many things on their credit cards or on the loans. But if you talk about the working poors in the economy, they are quite everywhere. If you talk about the health effects which I told earlier, it is something which should be addressed and should be addressed well, because the country like India, it is certainly a situation because the people who are living by the paychecks, they generally find medical things quite expensive. like a normal surgery or like normal test is expensive, and it may cost for 15 days of food for them. And certainly they find themselves in a working poor category. And in the same way, if you talk about the Western countries like Canada or USA itself has a very poor healthcare system, where if you don't have a insurance, you be prepared for the unnecessary or maybe the whole saving of your life for a simple procedure in the medical. If you talk about the Canada, although the medical system, the healthcare system is totally free, but there is a huge waiting period for availing those free medical services. These are the people who can't afford the medical services on their own cost. So there may be delay in the medical care, not because of the people who can't afford it alone, but it may be caused by the government policy itself. So this should be addressed by the government, because there is also a economic invisibility of these working poor in the economy, because this is not related to the invisibility alone, but there are the certain buying habits, there are the certain hoarding habits of the individuals, or you can also say that there is also a consumerism that are affecting the status of the working poor. They are earning well, as I told earlier, but due to the consumerism, they are finding themselves in the situation or in the stage of working poor, where they have hoarded many things, like a bigger house, like a bigger car, just because they want to impress the society or uplift their lifestyle. And now they are in a situation where they find themselves in a surviving factor of a paycheck to paycheck. So this should be a mindful consumption and mindful savings, and people should encourage the creation of wealth as well. So this is all about the working poor in any economy. In India, it is generally regarded as the middle class, where they don't have the wealth by themselves. For a month, if they don't get a paycheck, they will find themselves in a very worrisome situation. Same with the people in the Western countries, where they are under the burden of heavy loans of their cars, houses, or the holidays. And if they don't get their paychecks for the month, they also find themselves in a very critical situation. So these working poor are everywhere, and the economy should address this situation. So this is all about the working poor in the country, and in the country or economy. And if you want to know more about the working poor, what we can be done for these working poor, you can switch on to our Patreon channel. Of course, this is a premium services for the listeners, and you can listen to the full podcast over there. So this is all about for this week, and we will meet you next week with next topic. Till then, sayonara, and we will meet you next week. Bye bye.